father figure. All right.
Track 5, Eldest Daughter.
Okay, so Taylor Swift is about to release her 12th studio album, The Life of a Showgirl, and it feels like everyone is eagerly awaiting its release. Track 5 on that album is called Eldest Daughter, and if you are a Swiftie just like me, then you know that track 5s are very special to us. Why? Because we all know historically that track 5s on Taylor's albums are the songs that are the most vulnerable, the most emotionally charged, and very personal. So today I want to talk about that song because that title made me think about something that is very prevalent on social media these days. It's the concept of eldest daughter syndrome. Today, with you guys, I want to unpack that and tell you what it looked like for me as an eldest daughter of a Congolese family, an African family that moved to Germany and grew up here in Europe. So stay tuned. Hi guys, I'm Renie. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I was born in the DRC, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. I grew up in Germany and right now I'm living and working full-time in Berlin. I make videos for curious, pop culture and style-loving women who want to improve themselves, become their own dream woman. And I also love to talk about everything that surrounds the immigrant experience. Today's video is part pop culture reaction, part cultural essay, but very much personal reflection. And also, as a proud Swiftie, I'm super happy that I have an excuse to talk about Blondie. So if you are interested, then let's get right into it. Hearing that track title, Eldest Daughter, on the New Heights podcast, I actually didn't immediately think about her love life or anything like that. I thought of Taylor Swift as a kind of collective big sister, someone millions of young girls and women look up to. I mean, she's literally an older sister because she has a younger brother, Austin Swift, but that's not what I mean. As the artist Taylor Swift, she's actually been our collective older sister for years now, guiding us, calling out truth about society and how women are seen in society, reflecting our own feelings, whether they're messy or just deep or not as mature, back to us, like a mirror ball, you know? So when she names an actual song of hers, Eldest Daughter, that's what I think about. And I believe that it unlocks an entire conversation about duty, responsibilities, and care. But what do people mean when they talk about eldest daughter syndrome? On social media, eldest daughter syndrome has become shorthand for a very recognizable pattern. The overachiever, the one that takes on all the responsibility and rarely asks for help, and the family mediator.
Here are 5 ways you can heal from eldest daughter syndrome.
Why do you think eldest daughters in particular are more susceptible to falling into the ambition trap?
Oldest daughter syndrome is when you are the firstborn daughter and you are conditioned to caretake or to please.
You hear phrases like, you always adult, you hide your needs, you people please so much that you forget yourself. I want to add, it's important to note that eldest daughter syndrome is actually not a clinical diagnosis. Research on this topic is not as clear, but as far as I could find out, there aren't really studies that prove that birth order reflects on your psychology. Still, I think as a label, it's very interesting to look at because it captures a lived experience that a lot of eldest daughters do have. And I think that can be very useful, even if it's not in a clinical textbook. So let's talk about that. So why do these traits show up so often? In the articles and clips that I personally saw, I could gather 3 main forces that come up over and over again. Number 1, family role and expectation. Parents often hand responsibility to the eldest child, especially when they need an extra pair of hands. Number 2, gendered expectation. Daughters, more often than brothers, are expected to be natural caregivers and emotional managers. And number 3, social reinforcement. Praise for being mature and for being helpful, even as a little child, can make someone keep performing like that, even into adulthood. Together, these three forces can make the perfect recipe for over-independence, people-pleasing, and chronic pressure. The perfect constellation for eldest daughter syndrome. And now add migration into the equation. I can only speak for my own lived experience, but I can tell you guys, born in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, growing up in Germany, I actually felt an extra layer of pressure. You know, my mother sacrificed a lot coming to Germany and giving me and my siblings a better future and more opportunities. So, to be honest, success in life didn't really feel optional for me. It felt like I had to, because it was kind of a proof that the risk my mom took was worth it. So, having that and being the oldest daughter, that made my role in the family more than just a simple duty. It felt like representation for my whole family. My mom would often remind me that how I acted in public was very important because people would not only see my family, but they would see African people. So me having ripped jeans, being loud in public meant that I was shining a bad light on all African people in Germany. And that's not what I wanted. And it felt really hard to have that duty, not only for myself, not only for my family, but for a whole community that I was part of. I remember being a teenager, how I really just wanted to have loud makeup, to just act like my German friends outside and be happy and free. But my mom would often say, people see you differently, whether you want that or not. So I felt like I had to be especially neat, especially polite, just a good girl, to be a good African, one of the good ones, you know?
You know, my entire moral code as a kid and now is a need to be thought of as good.
That's dangerous. That's dangerous for you.
It was all I wrote about. It was all I wanted. It was the complete and total belief system that I subscribed to as a kid.
And I think that also shaped me as an eldest daughter. I mean, there were clear advantages. I was good in school, I brought home good grades, but there was not such thing as good enough. For me, I could always do more. So to be honest, I internalized that pressure well into adulthood, and I never asked for help. I always tried to do everything by myself because it felt like that's how things have to be. It's kind of a mix of eldest daughter syndrome and the immigrant experience a lot of people do have growing up in Europe. So why does that matter? It matters because those behavioral patterns shape your identity and relationships. If your worth feels measured by utility, like how helpful you are, how perfect you look, then vulnerability becomes dangerous. You don't ask for help because you think that you should be able to do it alone. You internalize stress, and outwardly it may look like you are doing great, but you do feel hollow inside. For immigrants, first, second, or even third generation immigrants, this feeling could also amplify those stakes. I myself only learned how to ask for help when I was an adult. It took me a really long time because for a long time I really thought I had to have it all. I had to be intelligent, I had to be intellectual, I had to be funny and also good looking and perfect, and could never ask for help because people relied on me. I'm almost 30 now. I've learned that asking for help doesn't mean you're weak. It's actually a sign of strength because you realize where you are lacking and you are searching for people that can help you with that. So I'm getting better, but it's hard. Actually, one thing that I did to get into the groove of showing that I'm not perfect is starting my small YouTuber series. You should see it somewhere here. So click that if you want to just see how I struggle with that new YouTube thingy. But yeah, no one is perfect. Everyone learns. Everybody makes mistakes. Okay, I should stop. And what do we do about that? Here are some concrete steps that helped me personally overcome those patterns of eldest daughter syndrome, and maybe it will help you too. Number 1, learn to ask for help. No, you are not a burden. No, it's not a problem that you need to fix by yourself. Just ask for help. Find people in your life that can help you. Stick with them because they are so important, and you will be surprised how happy they are that you came to them. And it will also strengthen your relationships. Number 2, do not make everything your problem. People need to fail and learn by themselves. Whether it's your siblings or friends, you are not the problem solver for everyone. Number 3, things are better done than perfect. So practice to have this mindset of good enough. Sometimes things will not happen perfectly, and that's totally fine. So if it's good enough, it's good enough. Number 5, and I think this one is very important if eldest daughter syndrome is something that you are really struggling with, go and find professional help, of course. Whether it's therapy or a group of people that get you and you can talk to, just find community and stick with them, because sometimes it is super hard. I don't know what you guys have to deal with in your families or in your friendships. So do recognize that for yourselves and get professional help if you need to. And last but not least, I think it's number 5, find community. And this community could look like having a lot of friends that get you and where you don't have to be the problem solver all the time. Or it could look like this. If you want to subscribe and be part of this community that I'm building right now, I would be very happy, because I want to provide a space where people like you and me, maybe people with immigrant backgrounds, can just gather, share their experiences, and have a place where they do not have to feel ashamed for, I don't know, growing up poor or with less opportunities than others maybe. So if you're interested and you feel like you could belong, stick around. Okay, so as of today, I still don't know how Taylor's new track will sound like. I'm not sure if you guys already heard this song when you see this video. If so, please let me know in the comments if it's kind of like what I predicted, like her role as a collective, global big sister. So if you like this mix of pop culture and personal reflection, let me know by liking this video and subscribing. It would also help me out a lot. And if you want to hear more about my own personal story as a refugee, then click this video somewhere here. But if you're more interested in the lifestyle things, I also have a video for you as well. Just click one of my vlogs, and I hope I will see you in the next video. Bye!